guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first visit, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is the Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. And guess what? We have a guest today. I ran into Shay. She is in town. We're doing a Q&A, and we're just going to dive into some of your money questions. Now, we have already done some questions on her channel, so you have to make sure that you go and check out her video. I will link it above, and I will also link it in the description box below, so you make sure that you check that out. But this is part 2, and we're going to get into some more financial questions. And if y'all aren't following Shay, you definitely should be. So first question, how do you keep motivation to drive toward your business goals?
Okay, so this is going to be a good question for us to answer, because you basically run your business full-time, and I run my business part-time because I have a full-time job.
Right.
So for me, I was actually thinking about this on my drive down. I am committed to following my dreams and my passions and doing what I think is the right decision. And so, like, for me, I guess I was thinking about it because a lot of people asked, like, well, first of all, I'm kind of like sort of a private person, but when it comes to finances, I'm absolutely not. A full-blown open book. Like, I don't even recognize myself in this space. But I do think that we should have more money conversations. And honestly, I don't really care too much about if anybody knows how much I make or how much I'm spending in any given month. If I can inspire people, then I want to do it. And so as for me, with my business, it is run by passion and just me doing what other people are benefiting from, and people, you know, sharing with me that they're inspired or that they found something helpful that I've shared or whatever the case is. So that is kind of what drives me. So for me, I guess for my passion projects or my passion project / business, I'm driven to talk about it and to share and to just do it because it's something that I'm passionate about. So it doesn't really feel like work.
Yeah, I agree. I am there just as well. You know, before I was full-time, I was doing this just kind of like for fun, for side hustle. You know, I was a full-time accountant, and then after I had my kids, I was just like, you know, I don't want to do the 9 to 5 anymore. I wanted to be home. I wanted to just spend more time with them. And so I ended up quitting and just having this as this little passion project, because my husband was really making enough for us to just kind of live off of his income. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to still do this because I really enjoy teaching people about money. I felt like even though I graduated in accounting, even though I worked as an auditor for 8 years, I still felt like I didn't know how to adult. I still didn't know how to do like budgeting on my own, even though I was a full-blown accountant. So once I learned and my friends were like asking me questions, I'm like, this is so fun to be able to teach people and really change their life. Like literally what we do is you're able to guide someone, and money rules everything.
Every aspect of our lives.
Nothing
is free.
Exactly. So being able to help someone on that journey has just been like really so wonderful for me. And that's why I was like, yeah, I want to do this for the rest of my life. And I just decided to become a financial coach and haven't looked back since.
If I could, which I could if I put any energy and time into it, but if I could make coaching like one-on-one, because that's kind of, I do like one-on-one sessions at my full-time job, even though I don't work in finance. But if I could do that regularly, I could for sure leave my job. Like that passion though that I have at my full-time job, I would need to replace. And really that one-on-one connection, especially as an extrovert, is something that I enjoy doing in my work. Like it kind of like puts some fire underneath me, I guess. So if I could do that, which I don't know if I ever would, but I do say that I may after I had my first child, because I don't know if I would want to go back to work. But long story short, if I could do that, then I for sure could leave my job.
Yeah, you never know, because I said the same thing. I was like, I'm never gonna quit my job. I love my job. And then after I had my kid, I was like, I could just do this one-on-one. I'm out. I'm out of here. But the one-on-ones and the group coaching that I'm able to do really motivates me to like keep going. So if I say, if anything, if there's an aspect of your business where you are helping other people, that is more beneficial than any other goal that you could probably set in your business. Any money goal, any other thing. I say, you know, I have reached income goals, I have reached YouTube goals, and I'm like, oh, that's good. But when someone calls me and says, you know what, you saved my marriage because of this coaching call, like, it's a different type of feeling. It's far above anything else. So,
and I would say to that, for the final comment, which is kind of like reiterating what we've talked about, but I feel as though if I had a business that I wasn't passionate about, that didn't bring me joy, that I didn't really care about too much, you know, I don't think that I could do it.
Right.
So I think that that's important. So if you're running a business, which, I mean, people start up businesses for all different types of reasons and all different types of businesses, but you have to find, just like going to work, you know, there's so many jobs out there. So, you know, the job that I have, I actually enjoy, otherwise I wouldn't be there. So just like going to like a 9-to-5 job, there has to be some moments of enjoyment, you know, and a reason for you to kind of keep going back. So that is what I would say, is if you don't currently have a passion or there's no fire under you with the current business that you have, try to figure out how you can make that happen, because that's what's going to have you waking up every day or staying up late. If that's, you know, I'm in bed by 8, but some people do stay up late and they would prefer that. I'd rather get up early in the morning and kind of do my stuff before I go to work. But that would be my suggestion, is to try to figure out how you can, you know, enjoy the work that you're doing.
How to keep your marriage strong and growing when you have been married for years?
AKA 10 years. So that's a question for you.
So we have been married, me and my husband have been married for 10 years. And I can say this, I would say the number one thing that has like kept our marriage really strong is, I don't look at him as like my husband. It's way more of a best friend relationship than it is like just about like the kids or the mechanics of love, right? So we laugh together, we do date nights all the time. We try and do them once a week, but sometimes with the kids we can't do once a week, but we do not go more than 2 weeks, right? We really keep each other involved in our lives, because a lot of times, especially when you have kids, you can end up getting into this mundane trap of, okay, we gotta wake up, we gotta get the kids ready, gotta get out the door, and you end up doing the same routine over and over, that you start to lose connection with your spouse and just check in on them and say, how was your day today? Wait, I haven't talked to you today. So I think the one thing is, we are very intentional with keeping our friendship really strong, doing date nights, staying connected, making sure that we're constantly just talking to each other.
So I'm going to sound lame, because basically everything that she just said, I would agree with. We've been married for 4 years, and we actually started out as friends. And so that friendship prevails. Like, yes, that's my husband. We're married and all of that. And I'm happy to be married to him and working towards our goals and our future and just planning out what our future looks like. But at the core, that's literally my friend. And so I try to always, one tip that I give other people, even though I've only been married for 4 years, is to basically treat your spouse as you would, you know, anybody else, like a good girlfriend or your mom or your dad. Like, you know, you wouldn't be cussing them out or being mean to them. You know, typically, I guess some people are mean to other people, but for the most part, you are, you know, just, I feel like most people are like nice and sweet and kind to their moms and dads and cousins and uncles and aunts, and try to keep that same energy when it comes to your spouse. And the reason why I say that is because you literally live with this person. You're going to look at this person, you know, every morning, every night, throughout the day. You have to check in with this person, especially if you have like kids. I mean, this person's going to be there, and that's who you've committed your life to. So you want to keep that relationship as strong as you possibly can. And so, like Alaina, we go on date nights on the regular. That's something that we've been doing. So I see no reason to stop now that we're married. We try to just keep everything. Beyonce said, I want to keep it how it is. So you can never
guess how it used to be, or say how it used to be.
So you can never, something like that.
Yeah.
And I swear by that, and I live by that, because we just try to keep everything the same. Like everything, like continuing to keep our friendship strong and our marriage strong, and doing the same things that we know each other likes. I know his love language. He knows my love language. I know his likes and what he likes. You know, he likes me to do like little tasks or just like things like that. So I try to do those for him and send text messages throughout the day and tell him I love him and all kinds of little cheesy, corny stuff because we're cheesy and corny. But those are the things that we try to do on the regular. So that's what I would say. Once you notice that you're getting in a rut or things aren't how they used to be, try to have a conversation and move back to what that is, because that's where I feel like that's what's going to keep it strong and healthy and what you like.
Yeah. And with us, if we feel like we're in a rut, we send the kids by my parents. Like, let's go out. Yeah. We got to get rid of them for a little bit, just because you got to keep that connection. You have to. How to maintain motivation when you are paying off debt and saving money?
The question is how to keep the motivation if you're saving and paying off debt. Yeah. And so I guess what I'm trying to like work through is what would be the difference if you're like strictly paying off debt or if you're strictly saving?
Because it's still the same thing. But it sounds like basically what I'm thinking is that you aren't putting any fun money in your budget. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Because if you are trying to do both of these at the same time and you don't have any motivation at all, your budget is probably really strict and you probably aren't having any fun. Because the one thing, I know we talked about this previously, make sure you go check out Shay's video, but we talked about it, like how you definitely have to have some entertainment, some fun money, some things that's going to keep you sticking to your budget. And if you are just paying off debt, just saving money, you're only sticking to the budget and paying bills, what kind of life is that, right? So it sounds like you aren't putting in fun money.
And you're probably right, because like I said, I would, for me, I think it's amazing to save and to pay off debt. I know that there are people who strictly save or who strictly pay off debt, or they finish paying off debt and then they save. But I don't fault people who do both simultaneously. Personal finances are personal, right. And I feel like we're always saving a little piece of money each and every month, while also simultaneously putting money towards debt and retirement. And it just kind of depends on where you are in your journey and what your goals are individually or as a couple. But to be saving and to be paying off debt, I don't think is wrong. But so you're probably right that there may be
there's a third level that you're missing. If you're not motivated, normally it's because you have restricted yourself too much, and there's no fun money, and so now you're trying to put yourself in this limit bubble where you have to do either or, and you're not having any fun. You gotta live life. How do you know if you are setting proper boundaries with people or if you're just being mean to them?
This is so good. This is such a good question, whoever asked that. And I guess what I would say is, first of all, I don't say no too much. Like, I'm not financial journey or not going to miss out on, a birthday party or miss out on, just something simple like that. I'm going to put it in the budget, and that might be my only, eating out that I do that month. Like, I would rather that be my only outing, going out to a birthday dinner or something like that, rather than to not go. Right. I draw the line on boundaries, although I don't consider it to be mean, because I don't think setting boundaries is mean.
Right.
So I draw the line at kind of like repeat people, like people who ask to borrow money like every month, or people who, I draw the line so they don't continue to do that, or people who want to go out, frequently. I just share, it's not the budget.
Yeah.
I can't go out again, like I just try to be open and honest, and I don't have any issue with doing that. So for me, I don't think it's being mean. If you feel like it's being mean, then you probably do have to kind of work through that and try to decipher on why you feel like it's mean. Because setting boundaries in and of itself, or just being able to do that, I wouldn't consider it to be mean. Honestly, I would consider it to be positive and healthy to be able to set parameters around, what you want to do, what you're able to do, and what you're not.
Yeah, and I agree 100%, because I believe it's all about intention. And I feel like if you know that you're coming from a good place, like you're not intentionally trying to hurt anyone, then you aren't being mean. You're just coming from an honest place where you're just telling them, hey, look, this isn't in the budget, or I can't let you borrow money, or whatever the case may be, whatever the boundary may be, you've set it in place for yourself, for your protection, for the protection of your family, and there is nothing wrong with that. You definitely need that. It's what healthy relationships need in order to survive. Other than that, if you have a repeat offender where you keep allowing them to take money from you, then you end up getting that resentment and you start building it up, and then that destroys the relationship.
That might be
now you're mean. Now you might start becoming mean because you have this resentment that's built up. But if you have a healthy boundary that's in place, then you won't be mean because it's a healthy boundary and you're coming from the place of, look, I'm just trying to protect this relationship and this isn't good for me and I don't want this, to hurt us.
And I will say to that too, a lot of people will deem you as mean if you're not giving them what they want, especially those repeat offenders. So you have to be mindful of those types of people as well, because you might just be setting a boundary which is positive and healthy, but if they just feel like you're being mean, then I don't really see the significance in having those types of people around if you can't say, hey, I'm on a financial journey, or I'm on trying to do X, Y, or Z, or achieve X, Y, and Z. So I'm only going to be able to go out once this month. Or even if you don't do that preliminary work and they ask you and you just say, no, I can't right now, I feel like a person should be able to accept you saying, no, I can't right now.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be taken as mean if you have it and just choose not to give it. I think that usually comes into play. Well, if someone knows you have money or they know you might have the extra, then they may feel like you're being mean if you don't give it to me. But just because I have it doesn't mean you're entitled to it.
Absolutely.
It's not the same thing.
Absolutely not. The work that we do, or, in my household, in your household, is the work that I do. Nobody else does the work for me. We do all the work.
Sacrifice.
We do all the work, so we get to spend all the money, and I don't have to give it, or I don't have to spend it going out on 100 million, shenanigans each weekend or each month or whatever the case is. So again, you might want to, like I said, work through that and process your own feelings regarding why you feel like you're being mean, but also because it could be people are telling you that you're mean. But again, setting a boundary isn't being mean. That's positive and healthy. So those are our thoughts about that.
Easier startups for additional streams of income. So I love talking about extra streams of income because when I first started out, I told you guys I was an accountant, and then I would do like a bunch of side hustles like bookkeeping and other things just to like make extra money when my kids were really, really small. That's before I started Organized Money. But I believe that the easiest things that you should try and do are things that you can do from home. I did 2 videos. I want to say you have some videos on this topic too, that you could watch on 7 streams of income. I know I have another one on 5 streams of income, just additional things that you can do from home without leaving your home, sitting on the couch with your computer while you're watching TV. There are so many different ways to make extra money. And even if you have decided, I'm not ready to build a full side business yet. Like I said, when I started YouTube, it was really just for fun. It was just something that I really wanted to do because I was watching all of these other beautiful, wonderful women do it. And I was like, I want to do that too. And it ended up turning into something that I really ended up loving. So if there's something else that you really love, see how you can make some money from it. What is that? Could you put it on YouTube? Can you do videos from it? Could you possibly sell it? Is it something that, we all have a hobby or something that we love to do. And a lot of times we don't feel like that hobby is profitable, but usually it always is.
I would agree with what she said. Whenever I started YouTube, or even before, so I thought that when Uber came out and Lyft, I thought that was cool. And so I tried that. So after doing Lyft and Uber for a couple of rides, I was literally over it because I felt like I was spending too much time outside of the home. And so I never in a million years, 3 years ago, thought that I could make money from just sharing our financial journey on YouTube. And obviously that has become monetizable. But like she was saying, I truly believe that there are so many other things like VIP Kid or doing like transcribers, people like that. They work from home, and people doing surveys and people DIYing things and selling them, making cups and shirts and those types of things. Like she was saying, almost anything that we're like halfway decent at can be monetized. You just have to have people who are willing to make a purchase, because that's the only thing standing between, you know, you making a sale and you not making a sale is having someone to purchase it. So, you know, like the marketing side of things and finding people to buy into the business and sew into the business, or even if it's like a side hustle. So I would agree. I'm not interested in working more outside of the home. In fact, I just dropped my hours at work, even though I'm still full-time, because I don't want to spend my whole life, you know, just at my job outside of the home. I feel like there are things that I can do inside of the home that where I can make extra money or even replace the money. So I would rather do that. So you don't have to go, you know, starting up a YouTube or starting up a whole Etsy shop or anything like that. You can also just start small and work for other companies. You don't have to work for yourself and be a full-blown entrepreneur, because I feel like that's where a lot of stress comes from, is being like a full-blown entrepreneur. So anyway, I agree that just searching for jobs that you can do from home, work from home jobs, and also trying to figure out what you are good at or even halfway decent at, so you can monetize.
So guys, that's it for the questions on this video. Make sure that you head over to Shay's video and watch the rest of the questions that we have answered for you. It is more money questions over there. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you head over and check out the videos over there. She has more videos on budgeting and planning as well. So I will see you guys in the next one, and until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.
I'm so happy to have witnessed that, because I listen to it all the time, but to have witnessed that, I almost said it with her. Anyway.